All right, back in Boxing Manager. Let's schedule an event. We've got this Deshaun Keys versus Heiko Novak fight coming up. When is that? 2 weeks from now? Yeah, 2 weeks from now. That's a heavyweight title fight, correct? Yeah, for two championships, WBC and the WBA. But let us make. We have money to make a main event here. I think we could. Yeah, we could definitely do a pretty big, significant card here with a few of our biggest fighters. Who should headline? Do we want to do Fitch or Seals? Who's got the most impressive record at the company? I love Max Rice. Jermaine Ramos has been such an entertaining fighter, and he's talented. 5-2-1 from Milwaukee too. What a town to be from. I don't think there's ever been a boxer from Milwaukee. You know what? I'm gonna look that up. Chat GPT. Who's the most famous boxer from Milwaukee? Dude, like absolutely no one. Yeah, like nobody at all. There's like never been a famous boxer from Milwaukee. Literally no one. Not anybody of any kind of significance. That's kind of amazing. Wow. He could be the greatest fighter in the history of the city of Milwaukee. It really could be. He's 5-2-1. Jermaine Ramos. He really could be the greatest fighter in Milwaukee history. That should be his aim. Just that 20 stamina might be enough. Again, 20 stamina and 4 conditioning is so funny. And he did lose to McCreary, but that was a tough fight and a tough assignment. And it still didn't crack his chin. I'm pretty sure it's been at 14. So, all right, let's create a main event here. I think it might come down to what the best main event is. Like if Andy Fitch has a more entertaining fight. Fitch versus Seal. They can just fight each other. They're both middleweights. That's right. That would be nuts. But you know what? This is boxing. All the fans right now are going, do it. Do Fitch versus Seals. Hell no. They're both undefeated. Not doing that. Come on. This is Boxing Manager. We're absolute sissies here. We're a boxing promoter. I'm not lining up two of my actual good fighters. Yeah, he's not fighting Williams either. Hell no. Hell no. We have way too many good middleweights. They're all lined up to fight each other. They're all gonna have maybe they're gonna have to eliminate each other from title contention eventually. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna go international with all of them. Never mind. We have to book fights for all three of these middleweights. And instead of having them, it's gonna be like that Times Square card a few weeks ago, where you have three good fighters, and instead of them fighting each other, they all fight other random fighters. But Seals versus Dominguez, this would be a good fight. Dominguez could actually beat Seals too. Man, he might actually. 20 stamina, 20 aggression, 20 punch accuracy. Guy's a nightmare. And he's 6 feet tall. Carlos Ron. This might be a better fight. Seals v. Ron. Seals v. Ron. Ron is... Man's got two first names. He's got two first names. You can't trust him as far as you can throw him. Everyone with two first names. They're all the Bomb Factory? Wait, where did that say? The Muhammad Ali Center? The Bomb Factory, bruh. Little suspicious. Little suspicious. The Boonesboro Ruritan Club. Fuck yeah. Capacity 325. What does that even mean? Ruritan? Is that like some like Christian sect? What is that? What's the Dignity Health Sports Park? Let's go. If y'all don't know about Dignity Health Sports Park, you know what, dude? We always have a lot of fights at Dignity Health Sports Park, no matter what. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just remember last time I played this game, it was just all the big fights. I'd put them at Dignity Health Sports Park. I have no idea. It's a real actual like big outdoor stadium in LA. I think Terrence Crawford fought. Crawford versus Madrimov was at Dignity Health Sports Park. I'm pretty sure. New York Fieldhouse. We could be lazy and just do New York Fieldhouse. The Butte Civic Center is calling my name, as is Casino Miami Jai. I feel like New York Fieldhouse. It's only $7,000 site fee, $80 ticket price. There's no way. It's just going to be an empty venue. We're not going to sell 20,000 seats for that. We need to do a smaller. I don't want to do the Westchester County Center though, man. Come on. Let's just find a good like medium-sized venue. Here, let's do the Las Vegas Convention Center. We can just do it in Vegas. There's always fight fans in Vegas. You can always get somebody to come out for a fight in Vegas. Fitch versus Williams. Pull Villa out again. Yeah, we need to go outside North America for opponents, obviously. This could be Fitch versus Ron. I feel like Ron would do even better against Fitch. Emmanuel Williams, still we looked at. Farai Emilio, who is this guy? He's got 1 ring IQ and 3 chin. This would kind of be a fun fight. And 2 stamina. All we got to do is not get knocked out. I feel like he would probably knock us out, though. 19 punch power, 17 aggression, but 1 ring IQ to 17. All we got to do is like stick and move. He's 6'2", though. He's so much bigger than we are. Huge middleweight. Farai Emilio. 6'2", 83.5 inches. Crazy. Luis Ocampo. I think this is a funner fight. Let's do this. I just kind of like the matchup. Now look at that. It's interesting. He's got better stamina than us. We're going to have to go to the body. It's going to be a fun one. We can just scrap inside. I think that'll be a fun inside fight. Wilfredo Gomez Bustinza. Fitch versus Bustinza. Let's go. Williams versus... I'd kind of rather do somebody with a better record than Paul Weeks. 136-3, bro. He's not even that bad. How is he? The matchmaking is atrocious. His agent needs to be fired. I don't know how he's that bad. 4 defensive skills, 2 ring IQ, and 4 stamina will kind of doom you. But he's 6'1". He's a big dude. 82-inch reach with 16 power and 13 accuracy, 14 aggression, decent chin. He can get off his ass too. Get off the canvas. He doesn't take punishment like a total wimp. He can take a punch a little bit. Like 136-3 seems a little excessive. Like you've gone in the professional ring 40 times and you have stepped out once victorious. First off, retire. Second, get checked for brain damage. Get some kind of brain scan. Third, bruh, you shouldn't have only 1 win. What is happening with that 2 ring IQ? You should have more than 1 win on your record. Like maybe like, you know, he could have a record like this guy. Why doesn't he have a record like DeMar Warren here? He might be better than DeMar Warren. If he fought DeMar Warren, that wouldn't be a bad fight. But he's 136-3. Hey, listen, some people are just unlucky, all right? I know that a lot of people are like, no, there's no such thing as bad luck. No. Sometimes this dude must be unlucky. For real. 136-3. Let's just let Jose Williams beat up this guy. His record doesn't even look that bad. He's 3-3. Like, it's not even going to look that bad on the record. This guy's just sitting there waiting for it to take him out. Farai Emilio is terrifying. Like, this guy could always beat you. He's got big power. This guy doesn't have big power. This guy's nothing special about this guy at all. This guy's worse than that guy who's 136-3. And he's 3-3. Who did this guy beat? This dude just fought Glass Joe over and over again. Bro just fought Glass Joe over and over. That might be the most cooked record we ever see, actually, now that I think about it. Because in the realistic sim, I don't know how bad a fighter would have to be to have a record that bad. And it's kind of crazy that, like, I feel like in the game's actual engine, like the development engine, when you lose that much, your attributes are going to decline so much, at least your chin is going to decline so much that that fighter's just going to retire, is what I'm getting at, no? A lot of those fights for that guy to go 136-3 had to have been before we started simming, obviously. No one's had time to have that many fights since we started simming. All right, I'm going to stop rambling and pick a fight for Steve Irvin here. Don't really necessarily know how much he needs to be tested. Kind of just like this Josh Garcia fight. Garcia's got a good record. He seems pick-offable. John Jones is 0-5. That's still a good early career opponent. I don't mind giving Lamont Williams another guy to just dispatch with little effort. Thomas Padawan. I love Max Rice. I say that every time, but there's just something about Max Rice. Let's set him up there to go get decapitated by Victor Hugo Ramirez. I don't think so. Jorge Cruz, I'm good. Antonio Chavez, just a long list of Mexican people. A long list of Mexican men. Jesus Miguel Lorenzo. Is there an American here? Justin Trieti, who has been losing to all of the Mexicans. You can tell by his record. This man is the opposite of Manny Pacquiao. This man said, I'm going to learn how to box. I'm going to go down to Mexico. That's the best way. Learn from the country where they breathe, where they live and breathe the sport. And then he just went down and got absolutely kicked, absolutely fucked up. And he's just still down there in Mexico getting his ass absolutely fucking handed to him. 6-24-1. Can some of these dudes just like, I don't know. You're basically a professional sparring partner, no? I think fighters like that do exist in real life. Maybe their records aren't that brutal. But you got to have guys out there to take all these losses. I mean, there's so many fighters in boxing with so many wins. Somebody's got to be taking all these losses. Let's just keep throwing really good fighters at Jermaine Ramos, huh? Jermaine Ramos can just be a glutton for punishment, and we can hand Darius Mitchell, this Ghanan fighter with a funny name. We've got Sunday Lawai and Prince Turkson. 1 chin, 1 on the canvas, 2 ring IQ. Darius Mitchell, this man will get distracted. He's not even going to pay attention for the entire round. Simply punch him in the face and knock him out. Knockdown for Keys in round 1. Will Novak get up? Keys landed the big power shots early. Novak barely gets up at the count of 9. Keys still banging on him in the corner. Novak really struggling here. His undefeated record hanging in the balance. Finally starting to connect with power shots off the ropes. But that was a bad first round for Novak. He's lucky he got into it at the end there. He's lucky he got off the deck. That was a big knockdown. Let's see if Keys can finish. Novak comes out, obviously taking it seriously here. Keys needs to find his gear here, because Novak is starting to get back into this fight. Keys starting to take decent damage up at 46. It's 46-62, which is impressive. That Novak has managed to get it this even. He definitely won round 2. So it's a good recovery round for Novak, but he's obviously still wearing the effects of that knockdown. Keys did some real damage there in round 1. He really came out swinging. And he's throwing shots and jabbing, putting more volume in. Here in round 3, winning this round. It's a close round. No real power shots. I think maybe you could even give that one to Novak, but Keys maybe had control for most of the round. Really interesting to see how they would score that round. It's a very even round. So round 1 very clearly to Keys, round 2 to Novak, and round 3 very even. So this is a very close fight. Keys starts to land. Novak reestablishes ring control. Nope. Keys lands again and gets a knockdown. Will Novak get up from this one? No, he will not. Deshaun Keys is the new WBC WBO World Heavyweight Champion. Actually, sorry, and still. He is still the WBC WBA World Heavyweight Champion. Psycho Novak gave it an attempt for Germany, but his undefeated record falls by the wayside. And that O has got to go. And we're going to give Ricardo Cotrill a new contract, because he's a big heavyweight. And he's undefeated, and he's good, and he's probably got a totally cooked record because I'm managing him and I'm good. And now, never mind, he's fought some dudes. He drew Robert Lamana. He beat Reza Wally. Reza Wally isn't any good, though. I don't know where Reza Wally's 6-2 record comes from. Is Fernando Aparicio any good? Yeah, he's okay. So yeah, he's kind of got a cooked record, you know. Again, he's one of our guys. I mean, we actually help out our athletes. We actually help out our clients. I'm actually a good boxing manager. I don't understand the problem. I'm only doing my job. They were setups, kid. They were all setups. You just don't have that fire no more. I think that's Rocky 3. I think Rocky 3 is the one where his Irish trainer is like, they were all setups. You aren't any good. Yeah, it's like what's his name, Clubber Lang. Mr. T's character is like a really dangerous, like Mike Tyson, like kind of heavyweight who just like storms in and knocks everyone out. And he's like, he's a beast. Like, you don't have a chance against him. They were all setups. One day we're gonna find out. One day Tony Seals, he's gonna find out that they were all setups. David Flores, they're gonna get like, that's what I'm saying. We gotta just keep grinding, because each of the, like, you know, you gotta figure out who's a fraud. One of these guys are all gonna get exposed at different points in their career. Some of these guys have lost already. You know, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna see who's really got it and who can really get up to that championship level, and we're gonna slowly raise the standard. It's a grind, bro. This is an awesome game. They really do make you work for it. It really feels like you win a championship when you win a championship. A lot of people don't really realize like that most boxing championships are a pretty significant sporting accomplishment, even though it's been very cheapened, and this game helped me realize that. This is kind of crazy. This is only for one belt, but Festo Uliza from Tanzania is getting a world title shot in only his 12th professional bout. He's 27, so interesting. I guess you can just figure he had a crazy amateur career, decorated amateur career. Got a lightweight title here. Yeah, I don't see any unified or undisputed, so we only do unified and undisputed. James Ray versus Bjorn Newhouse, August 2nd. That's a while from now. Then you've also has Ramon Salavi against Pavel Balaz, who looks like an absolute beast. Current European Super Bantamweight champion, Southpaw, 5'3", 73-inch reach. No thanks. No thanks. I don't want to fight that guy. I don't doubt he's got box office. Let's do our event, though. Let's do our event. Let's see which of our fighters are good and which of our fighters are not. John Potsie is going to fight Ramiro Alim, current North American light heavyweight champion. Not great defensively, but an absolutely aggressive psychopath. And I say psychopath because he has 20 ring IQ. 20 ring IQ, but 10 intelligence. He's only smart about boxing. Once you get him out of the ring, he's a dumbass. Very realistic. Realistic of real boxers. Not all boxers. Just a lot of the really good ones. And Arturo Gatti. All right, I can't start making my Arturo Gatti jokes because people will get offended. For some reason. Really great dude. Really great guy outside the ring, for sure. Definitely. Really stand-up guy. I'm like still, I've rewatched it a few times. I'm still not entirely sure if he just straight up does a bump of coke off his gloves at the start of his fight against Mayweather. It really does kind of look like that. Like right at the start when they're faced up and the ref is like, any instructions? Do you guys have any questions? Touch gloves now. He like snorts something off of his glove, Arturo Gatti. That guy was a piece of work, man. I mean, the first Ward fight was still the greatest fucking fight of all time. The first Ward fight was still the greatest fight in the history of pugilism. You can't take it away from him. And it got him the Mayweather fight where he got absolutely cooked alive. I'm going to make you look like a C-plus fighter. Maybe look like an F-plus fighter, Floyd. There's so many Floyd Mayweather fights that are like that, though. They start and you're like, oh no, he's so much faster than this guy. Even the Canelo fight, especially the Canelo fight, Mayweather was so much faster than Canelo. Like, you watch that fight, you're like, man, Canelo versus Mayweather, that's got to be a banger. Not really. Pretty one-sided. Canelo really couldn't touch Mayweather. And Mitchell gets rid of Turkson in round 4. I was never really worried about them. We were a lot better. We were going to crack him eventually. And we did, going into round 3, and then Mitchell gets the finish in round 4. Darius Mitchell out of New York. This is a pretty exciting fighter. Welterweight. He really needs ring IQ, but in terms of actual like hand talent, I can't even imagine. 19 punch accuracy, 20 defensive skills, and then 20 stamina too. So this guy's going to be a pretty beloved fighter probably, and a really long arms. 77.5 inch reach at 5'9". And check this out. We sold this event out. That's awesome. Seals versus Tuliloa. Sold out. 6,300 at the Las Vegas Convention Center. See, I told you. People will go to fights in Vegas, and that's some money. That's going to be some money for the promotion. I mean, for real, let's see. Yeah, 900K. We made like 500K off that. So we can pretty safely book main events now. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big moment in the save that we actually have fighters where we can book main events now. And hopefully next time we have to cut a fighter, that means that we can bring in somebody of a little higher standard. We already have a pretty high standard for amateurs, though. So, I mean, we've got a bright future. We've got a bright future as a promotion for sure. Ramos versus Prado. Prado takes round one. Another slow start for one of our guys. That's not good. I don't like losing 2 rounds. Let's go to the body. Oh, man. He gets knocked out. All right. We're going to have to start giving Ramos some setups. We're going to have to manufacture Ramos a little win streak here. Because it's just not good. He's losing too much at this point. He's too good of a fighter. I would rather actually try to develop him than throw him to the wolves. It's cool. He is one of those guys with one of those skill sets. 20 takes punishment, 20 stamina. He could 18 aggression, 19 punch power. He could be a road warrior. He could be a really entertaining fighter. But you know, the one box office, you got to build that up. You got to give him some wins. And sitting him out here and sitting him up against 5-0 Muhammad Estrada, Gabriel McCreary, who's one of our better prospects and his hardest fight, and then Darwin Prado, who's also a genuinely talented professional. Austin Zarzar, that's another good fighter, actually. Eric Soto, also a good fighter. So we've really put him up there against solid professional opposition when we don't necessarily do that for our other fighters. I mean, did you see Cotrill? Cotrill's fought a bunch of guys who work at gas stations. So I mean, why are we putting Jermaine Ramos through all of this? You know, he's a talented guy. He should be able to get some easy wins if we're going to give all of our other fighters easy wins. I would be very I'd be kind of looking for new management if I was him. I'm just happy he's still around. I'm happy he isn't walking out the door and going to some other gym. Rice versus Paraban. Paraban can punch a little bit. Punch accuracy is always problematic. But let's see if Max Rice can just cook this guy. Nice. Gets the knockdown and then gets the KO. Easy. Nice win for Max Rice. Max Rice tends to fight in some wars, so it's almost kind of disappointing when he just takes care of business the easy way, to be honest. Speaking of taking care of business the easy way, Lamont Williams, we're actually just going to put him on luck for KO. He's so much better than this guy. This is such a setup. Just go knock this guy out. Oh, okay. Never mind. He gets beat up in the first round. Can you fight, please? Good. He's still taking way too much damage. Let's go cover up. We have 3 more rounds after this to actually win this fight. Natural style. This is kind of not good. There, we get 2 knockdowns. We're kicking his ass, Kika. So Lamont Williams finally starts taking things seriously in round 4. And around 5, we're going to get the finish. Here we go. Easy. Too easy for Lamont Williams. He just had to challenge himself a little bit. Irvin versus Garcia. In terms of the records, it looks like this might be close, but Irvin's a better fighter. And he shows it in the first round. 5 power punches, really beating the crap out of Garcia. Continues to. Garcia throwing. He's throwing punches, but he's not landing, and we're going to pile on pressure. Ooh, uh-oh. Whoa, that was a crazy round. All right. So Garcia knocks down Irvin. Pretty much a flash knockdown against the flow of the fight. Irvin gets up at the count of 7. Big cut over his eye, and then he knocks down Garcia, and Garcia struggles to his feet, and he's almost out of there at this point, so we're going to keep pile on pressure because all we got to do is throw a little bit, and we don't throw a little bit. It was a close round. We might have lost the round. Could end up being a tough fight to score, especially if we lose this last round. No, it wasn't. We win the fight. 3 pretty different scorecards, but it's a unanimous decision. And a very entertaining unanimous decision. I almost wish I would have done that fight on fast instead of fastest. It had a decent chance to be an entertaining fight from the start, but the underdog kind of showed up in that one. The underdog really kind of showed up in that one. This is really a setup for Jose Williams. Come on now. Get this win. Get this easy win. A couple cuts in the first round. It's an even first round and we lose the second. I don't really understand what's happening. It's an even third round. I don't know how this is such a fight. We're going to tell Williams to pile on pressure. He's really the better fighter in there. He needs to show it. There's the knockdown. Okay. So he finally knocks him out. It was just a matter of time. I guess. I guess it was just a matter of time. I don't know what was keeping him in there. Was it his 7 defense or his 8 ring IQ that was keeping him safe? Was it his 7 punch accuracy? Was his 7 punch accuracy keeping him off us? That jab, that 7 punch accuracy jab keeping him off us? Like, here, Fitch versus Gomez. This might actually be a good fight. I'm going to learn my lesson. We're going to do this one on fast. Super flyweights tend to go at each other. Let's scrap. Come on. I want to see some punches. I don't want to see 2 punches in the first 30 seconds. I want to see more punching. You're super flyweights. You're tiny and full of energy and rage. Go at each other like alley cats. There we go. Pacquiao Morales. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Pile it on. Get the win. Get the win, Fitch. No, it was Andy Flick of the Switch, Fitch, not Irvin. Irvin's got to have a different nickname. I mean, I don't know if Irvin isn't as good as Andy so far. I think Andy's undefeated. Irvin doesn't have that sweet, sweet undefeated record. He's absolutely whooping Wilfredo Gomez right now. 40-12. Gomez has 0 power punches. Let's just go on fastest. This is a one-sided beatdown. Gomez starts to stand up to Fitch a little bit in round 4 there. And he gets a... Okay. Okay, this might be a fight. Never mind. Let's go even. Fitch needs to get back on the horse. Because Gomez won those last 2 rounds. He didn't like that I went on fastest. He didn't like that I counted him out. He is landing power punches. He's shown that he can fight. Started to take the initiative there. Fitch didn't like it. But this is a very even fight at this point. They're really going at each other. Fitch seems to be just a little bit ahead. Fitch does seem to be just a little bit on the front foot still. He won that round, I would say. So that's 4 rounds won. You can make an argument for going on cover-up or maybe going on jab and move here. We don't have punch accuracy on him or jab and move. I think cover-up might work. What's he going to do? Beat us down and knock us out? We're the better defensive fighter. We're a good counterpuncher. We're a powerful counterpuncher. There you go. See? We are a powerful counterpuncher. He gets right back up. It was kind of a flash knockdown. He got back up real quick, and now he's throwing. Didn't take kindly to get knocked down. We're ahead in the round. And we're still covering up. We're fighting defensive. If he comes at us, we're just going to counterpunch him. Hell yeah, 5 big shots. Fitch throwing big shots in this fight, especially in the first and last rounds. You'd love to see it. Starting and finishing strong. It's a strong statement, unanimous decision win there for Irvin Fitch. That was an impressive fight. Over really some not too bad opposition. And here's his brother, Mr. Flick the Switch, Andy Fitch, against Luis Ocampo of Temperley, Argentina. And if you think the Flick the Switch nickname is lame, I promise you there will be far more lame nicknames as this game goes on. Do not doubt me. Ocampo is the picture of mid. He's got good takes, punishment, and good stamina, but other than that, he's the picture of mid. Andy Fitch has that punch accuracy and that aggression you like to see, high ring IQ. Do I really see Andy Fitch as our star fighter? Maybe not, but he does have that 8 wins and 8 knockouts on his record, so he's still headlining. Cotrill, I believe, also has nothing but knockouts, though, and he's a heavyweight, so he would be the guy I would see headlining. But start the fight, 10 rounds at middleweight. Whoops. Campo gets off to a decent start here. Fitch trying to claw back in, and he does. Fighting off the back foot up against the ropes, back to center ring. Fitch gets around 15 punches, so it's good to see volume there on round 1. Not afraid to jab, not afraid to box. He is afraid to box to start the second round there. Hasn't thrown a punch yet in a minute and a half. Come on, halfway through the round, he finally manages to score a punch. No power punches. Pretty boring second round here. And it seems like we steal it. Yeah, Fitch comes in at the end and steals that round, definitely. Ocampo kept the pace slow and then forgot to ever speed it up. It's nice to slow down a superior opponent, but if you never speed him back up, then what was the point to begin with? If Fitch can just add volume, seemingly it will so far in the fight. Ocampo trying to stand and scrap with him, but Fitch keeping the lead, and then once again just steals the points there at the end. He's definitely got a 3-0 lead. He's definitely in control. Ocampo Oh, yep, I said he was landing power shots, and there's a knockdown. Can Fitch get up? Yeah, at 4. But he's got some damage on him now. How is he going to respond to that knockdown? With a couple big power shots. And a knockdown of his own. Great job by Fitch, showing toughness. Ocampo gets up with the count of 6, and now they're just trading. This is a crazy round. Fitch beating Ocampo down. Even most, they both have heavy damage on them. Who knows who won that round? The game says Andy Fitch. Fitch really had to fight to get that round. The first 3 rounds he won pretty easily. Ocampo really made him work for that round with the knockdown and some big, heavy shots. But Fitch got back up and responded about as well as you possibly can by putting Ocampo on the canvas. And it starts with 2 punches from Fitch, but Ocampo gets back in it. Another boring start to this round, but I don't blame them for both being tired after round 4. Ocampo looks to be winning this round. Can Fitch get in and steal it? It's going to take a lot of work here in the last 30 seconds. No. Ocampo has that round, but it's not super convincing. Fitch is still easily ahead in the fight, and he takes the lead in round 6. Big lead in round 6. Ocampo's not throwing anything. This isn't looking good right now for Ocampo, but Fitch still has damage on him. He's got to watch out. Ocampo could throw those big power shots, but there are no power shots right now. There's some from Fitch. We've got a lot of damage on us. I don't know that he wasn't just taking a round off there. And we're so far ahead in the fight, I'd kind of rather stay on natural style than pile on pressure. Because I feel like Ocampo is going to have some volume coming here at some point. With that 15% stamina left, he's going to use that 15% at some point. We are landing power punches, though. He doesn't seem to be throwing too much. No, here we go. He's going to try to get back into this round, but we're so far ahead. Yeah, Fitch with more big power punches there, and now he's down to 1%. I think this is a good time to pile on pressure. Let's see what Fitch does. Ocampo spinning that last 1% in the gas tank, throwing a few combinations. And now Fitch starts comboing off. He's back against the ropes, apparently, so Ocampo was able to land, but Fitch is landing off the back foot. Ocampo still won the round, established ring control and throw. Fitch wasn't really able to get that pressure we asked for. And unfortunately, he used the last of his energy. We're so far ahead in the fight, though. There isn't much suspense. Maybe Ocampo can land a power punch like he did earlier, but that's a stretch. Fitch is pretty much in control. Don't even know about not going on cover up in the final round or just use the ring or something like that. Let's just do natural style. I doubt anything happens. Let's do fastest and collect our win. It's a round win for Ocampo. We take a little damage, but it's a pretty convincing win. Wide scorecards for Andy Fitch, who stays undefeated. That is his first professional win that wasn't a knockout, though, so he got pretty close. He got a knockdown, but no knockout, so that previously touted untouched 8 wins, 8 knockouts. It's now 9 wins, 8 knockouts. And I thought it said that was the main event, but apparently, no, this is the main event of the evening. That's right, Tony Seals versus Ibrahim Tuliloa. Sold out the venue. And yeah, see, I mean, Tony Seals is probably a better fighter than Andy Fitch. Let's be real. It'd be a fun fight between the two of them. They're both middleweights, but I'm just not. I also think Seals would win. I really kind of do. I just think Seals would win. I think it's kind of pointless. I'd rather give Seals some fun fights and give him some wins. Big first round. Should have done it on fast. But Tuliloa doesn't look like he belongs in there right now. He's going to have to find some kind of way to establish offense against Seals. This is going to be a quick night for him. There you go. Starting to scrap a little bit, but Seals doesn't like it. He just pushes Tuliloa back where he came from. Tuliloa trying to scrap. It's a close round. Even round. Tuliloa managing to get back after Seals starts the round strong. Seals landing punches, Tuliloa landing punches. They're trading back and forth. Action-packed first half of that round. Tuliloa landing more punches. Seals showing damage now. Tuliloa showing damage. Seals with more big shots. Heavy damage on Seals. Seals landing back on Tuliloa. Wild round. 17-18. You picked that. The game says Tuliloa. He had ring control and more total punches, but we landed more power punches. I don't know that we don't go cover up here after that. I think we're going to try to control the pace and the tempo a little more, try to keep it low tempo. I'd rather keep it low tempo and not get knocked out and recover a little bit. But we're actually managing to counterpunch here. Up, not anymore. Tuliloa gets through the guard. Big 6-punch combination. It seems like we're landing about 6 punches at the same time. And Tuliloa is going to win this round too, it looks like. It's a very close round. We'll see how they score it. We're going to do natural style. We have a decent advantage here, but we've taken a lot of damage. I don't want to take more damage. It's kind of crazy how much damage we've taken for out power punching him 11-3. That he has, we have so much more damage on us than he does. We've landed so much more. I guess it speaks to the power in Tuliloa's hands, which doesn't seem to be there. He has 5 power. I really don't know what's going on. I guess it's Seal's 10 take punishment. But I think now it's the time to go to the body and really try to make the most of that energy discrepancy, because Tuliloa is gassed at this point. And we're going to go to the body. We're landing better. Tuliloa isn't landing on us, more importantly, which is always the worry when you go to the body, that you're opening yourself up to get countered. Tuliloa does start landing, but it's not enough. Seals easily takes the round. I'm going to go back to natural style. Good start to the round for Tuliloa there. It's still even. Tuliloa starting to land shots. Sorry, Seals starting to land shots. And Seals lands a lot in that round, and Tuliloa is pretty exhausted at this point. We're just going to let him burn off that last 5% of his energy and hope we don't get KO'd. He lands a couple of big power shots, but we start to land back. It looks like it's going to be a Tuliloa round here with the last of his energy. And if he doesn't knock us out, which he is really landing 22 punches in 2 minutes, that was probably not smart. He really made the most of that bottom of that gas tank. He was fuming there, really letting it all out. Those power punches of his really, really land on Seals. Seals take punishment rating. You really see it there. I mean, Tuliloa doesn't even have that much power in his hands apparently, and it still seems to make a difference on Seals. Seals is scoring big, but he just can't seem to get Tuliloa out of there. It's kind of concerning. Now he's starting to really land volume. Really deterministically trying to get him out of there. We're going to keep going with that pile-on pressure because it seems to be working. We've just got Tuliloa pretty much up against the rope. Seals breaks his left hand trying to knock Tuliloa out. He just can't seem to get Tuliloa out of there even with all those power punches. And there finally we get the TKO in round 10, but it took a really long time. That was probably not good for Tuliloa's skull. Really took a beating, really took a pounding there. Lots of punches from Seals. Really took Seals a lot of volume there with that 11 punch power to finish off. Yeah, it's the 19 takes punishment from Tuliloa, and then the lack of power and the punch accuracy. It's just a lot of punishment for Tuliloa to take from Seals there for Seals to get the finish, but he does get the finish, and you know that KO shows on your record. But yeah, he got an injury in that fight, small fracture to left hand. A lot of injured fighters. We're going to give Max Rice a new contract. And we're going to do some leveling up. We're going to do some light leveling. I would love to play some kind of an RPG on the channel. I'm thinking about that a lot. I think I'm going to start making these Balatro episodes super long. Just because I don't want to upload them. Or maybe just chop them up, record them all really long sittings and chop them up, because I don't want to dedicate too much time to recording Balatro. I don't want putting episodes of that game on the channel to take really any time at all. Balatro and this game are very similar in that I record them in big stretches. Out of the Park Baseball is a lot more edited. It's not snowing. It's like the middle of May. I don't know why it sounds like there's a giant snowplow going down the street outside. I think it could be a street sweeper. I have no idea. Just another reminder that Tony Seals is only 19, which is pretty incredible. We have plenty of fights to schedule, though. We could absolutely schedule. I don't know about... Yeah, we could schedule a main event for Ricardo Cotrill at a smaller venue. Let's see if that would work. Giovanni Quarles. Kind of a banger. I can't lie. That's kind of a banger fight. I kind of want to make it. Just for the fans. Just do it for the fans. I mean, is Cotrill really like... Well, we're going to see. We're going to see if Cotrill's good enough to be undefeated, aren't we? Because we're going to put him up against Quarles. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's make the fight for the fun of it, man. Let's give one for the fans. And honestly, I just kind of want to test him. I kind of want to test Cotrill. New York Fieldhouse, let's do it. I doubt 20,000 people are going to come to this, but you know what? Let's do it. $80 a pop for this fight, really? For like an untested 8-0, 8-0 heavyweight prospect. That's it. We're gonna charge $80 a pop for a dude whose best win is I don't know. He hasn't really fought anyone good. We were talking about that. He's only got 6 knockouts. Like, you'd at least figure he'd have knocked out everybody for me to have the gall to charge $80 in a 20,000 seat venue. He's not even from Placenta. You know, he doesn't even have that. He's from Beecher, Michigan. Maybe we could have put it in Detroit. Yeah, we should maybe pay more attention to that in the future. Where the fighter's from. Put the fight closer to their hometown. Anyway, all it shows, let's add more fights to this card. Yeah, let's put Rios. Kind of a weird fight. Maybe even a dangerous fight. Who's this guy? Nah. Pony Magoya. Jorge Vargas. I'd rather take somebody who's like a little good. You know what? Marco Rosario is kind of a fun fight, and he's from New York. Let's do that. Let's do that. Local guy. A little bit of realism. A little bit of realism. Randy Dale versus this guy. No. Tommy Helms. Tommy Helms seems pretty dangerous. You know, we could do it. I kind of like another test for Randy Dale. See if he can beat a real dude. See if he can beat a real fighter. Give him a test and see what he's really got. You know? Because that's how you find out who the real special fighters are. Can they beat good fighters? Obviously. I mean, you got to put him up against somebody good eventually. He's already got a loss on his record. The second loss is going to teach us some stuff, but we already know he can lose. We already know he's not perfect. Rice versus Mercado is just the best fight we can make. That's just the best matchup for Max Rice. That's all I really care about with Max Rice. I just want to give him the best fights so he can develop. Irving Fitch versus David Leonel Ramallo. That's a tough fight for Fitch. But Fitch is another guy. You know, he's got 1 loss on his record, so I feel like we can just give him tough fights. Again, a second loss, it just teaches us, you know, a win teaches us a lot more. A win teaches us something we really want to hear, that we might have a special fighter on our hands. So it's worth finding out. It's worth the cost of 1 more loss on the record to find out if we've really got a special fighter. Let's be real, because there are special fighters with more than 1 loss. Believe you me. This guy is an absolute monster from Thailand. Let's go further up the rankings and look for a worse fighter. How about that? For the good of his career. This seems like a pretty easy win. This is just the best fight, though, again. This is the best fight. This guy's kind of a nightmare, though. He's got good chin, but the takes punishment is so low, I feel like it kind of evens it out, and it's a good fight, you know? Let's do that. It makes it a good fight. He's maybe got a little more talent than him. But the takes punishment and the fact that Fitch is going to be able to damage him makes it a good fight, I think, inherently. DeRocha versus Reyes. I'm kind of scared of Reyes' ring IQ. I'd rather do Jesus Meza. Also, they're both prospects with some losses on their record, so it doesn't really matter. I think nobody cares. It doesn't have to be undefeated. Here, this is a pretty beatable, undefeated guy here for Gabriel McCreary. I think this is exactly the kind of fight Gabriel McCreary needs right now. I'm sorry. Estrada, there. It's another beatable, undefeated fighter. Perfect. It's great. These guys who took some tough losses, they get undefeated fighters who look super good on their record. And they're not even hard to beat. They're not even actually that good. Feldotto. Feldotto has a cool name, though. Jiri Rassinen. Maybe we could open a gym in Finland. Primo Garcia. It's a great boxing name. Ilya Bedandam. I'm going to try. Not even going to try. Sorry. Vincent Usoni. Sorry for even trying. Let's do Feldotto. Let's just have fun. Darius Mitchell versus Feldotto. Let's just have fun. When is the next big title fight? That looks like a week from now. James Ray versus Bjorn Newhouse and Sloppy versus Valadez. Title fight time. Johnny Donovan is going to fight. Wow, this guy isn't that good. It's a shame. Johnny Donovan should probably take care of that dude. That will probably be pretty easy for Johnny Donovan. Yeah, I think the belt just is Champ Magazine. Alright, so James Ray, this is Champ Magazine IBF WBO. James Ray versus Bjorn Newhouse, another German fighter. This guy doesn't look that good. This should actually be pretty easy. Bjorn Newhouse, 40 wins at 24 years old. This is very impressive, but this should be an easy win for the undefeated James Ray, who I've said repeatedly before I think is the best heavyweight in the world. Gets a knockdown of Newhouse in the first round. Beats him up in the second round. Wins the third round as well. This is a one-sided affair, as I thought it would be. Newhouse manages to steal round 5 there, but Ray comes back in round 6. Newhouse is barely throwing. This is a butt whooping. Newhouse manages to show something there in round 8, but Ray is still winning by a. This is just very one-sided. And Ray gets the 10th round stoppage, and still Champ Magazine IBF WBO World Heavyweight Champion James Ray. And then Pavel Balaz versus Roman Sulapi. This is a very good fight. Beat up on Alan Pena. Very even round 1. And then Sulapi wins round 2. Balaz wins round 3. And we've got a fight on our hands here. We're going to go fast here because they both got damage on him at this point. They've both got some damage on him at this point. And Balaz comes back here big. Sulapi getting back at him. They're really going toe for toe, back and forth. Balaz lands a punch. Seems to have stolen round 4 there, but they're both starting to get down there in energy here, and we're not even close to halfway through the fight. Here to start round 5. Balaz gets off to a good start, controlling the position, jabbing and moving. Sulapi connects with a punch, but that's it. Balaz gets right back in control after that one shot. Sulapi's starting to show some damage. Doesn't like it though, and comes right back. Seems to have taken the lead in the round. Balaz still with lots of ring control, with Sulapi really landing shots. Ring control only does so much, and after round 5, they are exactly even at 63 punches scored and 7 power punches apiece. Sulapi with a cut over his left eye from that round 5. Very slow start to round 6. Balaz starts to land. It's still a very slow pace round. Sulapi starting to throw. Balaz throwing back. That's a very even round again. They say it went to Sulapi, but it's just very even. In my eye, hard to pick this fight right now. But Balaz has less energy, and Sulapi is landing, which isn't good. How much energy left does Balaz have to even throw? Sulapi seems to be on the front foot. And right now, I would see him as the favorite to defend his belt. He's just very slowly over time won the war of attrition here, especially with energy, and I can't imagine Balaz has anything left in the tank. And now, he's also got some far more damage on him. He's had ring control for most of the fight, but ring control can only do so much, and now he's struggling to even keep that established. And this is a boring, slow-paced round, which probably benefits Balaz, but let's see if Sulapi can steal it here at the end, because Balaz is very narrowly ahead. No, he does keep it, so that's a big round win there for Balaz to get back in the fight. As Sulapi doesn't have a lot of energy left, he's going to have to use less of his energy, whereas Balaz fought that whole round with no energy and managed to win it, which is very impressive. It speaks to his ring control and his ability to keep the fight at his pace, which is why it's interesting that Sulapi is ahead, but Balaz seems to be back in control here, as it's another round where, despite having no energy, he's managed to control things until Sulapi comes on at the end there and probably takes that round. Still, on the overall punch stats, it's very even, with Sulapi holding a very narrow lead for Argentina. Balaz trying to bring the belt back to the Czech Republic, and a big start to this round here. 13 consecutive punches landed for Balaz. He's really trying to make a statement, put some damage on Sulapi here. 22 punches. It's a huge round, maybe even a 10-8 round. Will Sulapi even survive round 10? Yes. But that's an amazing round. I mean, maybe you take back to lead the fight. Scored this one. It's 30 punches to 1. That was just an ass whooping. What a round for Ballas there is. Now you have to say this is pretty much an even fight heading into round 11. There was a period a couple rounds ago where Ballas was the one with all the damage and none of the energy. Ballas has been at 0% for an incredibly long time. He's showing an incredible amount of heart. But now Salapi off the back foot lands a couple big shots to start this round, as he really could have just been taking that round off. Yeah, Salapi really is starting to land here, and it's almost an equivalent of the last round for Salapi, who now seems to have taken back commanding control of this fight. They're both very damaged fighters here, and you got to figure Ballas is absolutely exhausted, having been down on his last legs pretty much since round 6 or 7, and we're in round 12 now. It's a long, long fight for both gentlemen, and a very even, contested fight. But right now, you'd figure Salapi has done enough. It would take a big attack here from Ballas at the end of the fight, and I don't think we're getting that. It looks like Ramon Salapi has defended his world super bantamweight title, and all 3 judges do see it that way, and still a world champion, despite a great challenge there from Pavel Ballas of the Czech Republic. Ramon Salapi is still the world super bantamweight title holder. That was a very fun title fight, man. It was a very fun title fight. This is kind of an interesting fight here for the WBC IBF Super Featherweight title. Jorge Luis Calderon versus Francis Garcia Portales. Let's take a look at Francis Garcia Portales. Decent fighter. 45-1 is a crazy record. I don't know how he got to that, but let's see. Jorge Luis Calderon. Definitely also a talented fighter. This should be a fun fight. We'll watch it on Fastest. See who wins it. It's for a couple of belts. That fight that's coming up the week after that doesn't seem that interesting to me. Knockdown for Calderon. Man, this is a scrap. I mean, these smaller dudes can really go at each other. And it's a big knockdown with the last of his energy by Garcia, who I thought was clearly the worst fighter. But look, he seems to be out in front now. It's 1 knockdown for each of them. This is a crazy scrap. Calderon goes at Garcia, but doesn't seem to damage him too much. Calderon has way more damage. He's not really ahead of the fight, though. Garcia seems to be ahead of the fight, especially after that round. But now Calderon comes back with another round 1. Calderon with another round. It's Garcia with heavy damage on him. They're both out of energy. And Calderon chases him down and gets the finish. Calderon, man, just came at him, had a couple really strong rounds. Crazy fight. Lots of back and forth. Hard to really even describe the back and forth. I don't know where Calderon got that energy from to pile on the pressure in those last 2 rounds, but landing 6 power punches to Garcia's 0 in those rounds. Incredible stuff. Let's try to see what the next really big fight is. We've got our event here. Let's see, we've got a WBC IBF Cruiserweight title between Nirachak, who's the champion, who seems like a really good fighter. 14 losses on his record, and none of those were during the sim, so he's a much better fighter than his record would suggest. And Saladin Filipovic, who's also undefeated and has a string of early round knockouts. This should be a great fight. This should be a pretty great fight. 2 pretty world-class fighters there. When is this one? September 6th, so it's in a month. So there's not really a big fight for another month. We've got our event in 4 weeks, so we're going to be able to schedule an event here in a couple weeks, I think. Just checking if this is a rematch here between Gomez and Rosa. It definitely is, yeah. They gave Gomez an immediate rematch after his win over Rosa. I mean, Rosa is a very respected champion. I think that's why. Jose Williams, he should be. He's very talented. Williams we're going to give him another 3 fight. Don't mind him at all as a fighter. Very talented fighter. We're going to schedule a new event with either Seals or Fitch probably as the main eventer. Juan Antonio Resendez is beatable and in the top 100, so we're going to do that. We're going to have this fight at... Let's do the Showboat Resort, Atlantic City. I'm just going to pretend that's the Boardwalk Hall. I think the Boardwalk Hall is in this game. I think it has to... You have to have, like, just larger venues. Baby Mendez. Let's do David Flores versus Baby Mendez. I can't resist it. That's too good of a name. And who's Fitch going to fight? Isaac Cruz Betancourt. That's a good fighter. A little dangerous. But it'd be a good win. I feel like he already fought Juan Villa. I mean, if he hasn't, we can go. No, he hasn't. All right, let's do Juan Villa. He's a little dangerous, but it's a good fight for Fitch. It'd be an impressive win. He needs an impressive win. Elliot Miyambo. Manroy. The return of Manroy. We already had a big fight against Torres. I think, did Williams fight Torres? No, he drew Andy Fitch. Okay. That's Andy Fitch's draw. That's right. Alfredo Duran is overranked. I think Irvin should very easily be able to beat him. And then Lamont Williams. This guy's in the top 200 and he's absolutely awful, so let's knock him off. Alright, cool. And we're going to do this show. Cotrill versus Quarles. And look, we've even got prelims, main card. Nice. 10 fights on a night of boxing. That's a lot of boxing. I think most boxing cards aren't that long. That last Crescendo card with Better Bia versus Bivol a couple months ago was that long. It's an insane amount of fights that day. It was like the entire day. Yeah, we don't even come close to selling out the venue. 5,300 on 20,000. 5,300 isn't bad. It's some money. We're over $1 million. Look at that. Let's level up some fighters. Let's level up some fighters. Let's see about Darius Mitchell. No. How about Jermaine Ramos? No. Jose Williams. Here we go. Level up his defense. Can we get his ring IQ? Nice. Some good level ups for Jose Williams. Cool. Jose Williams getting a lot stronger. Looking like a very promising prospect. Ricardo Cotrill is about to fight. No, can't level him up. Only 21. Fitch is still only 21. He's a southpaw too. Gotta love Andy Fitch. The flick, the switch. Record. Wait, sorry. XP growth. I mean, he needs both punching. He needs punching power, defense, and stamina. He needs all of it. Let's do stamina. Stamina seems the most useful. I feel like 9 stamina is a big improvement over 8, to be honest. I really do. I mean that. I really would rather have a fighter with 9 stamina than 8. It just seems a little safer. 8 just seems really low. David Flores, he's a heavyweight. I mean, punching power has got to be it, right? Accuracy. He's a heavyweight. The hell he needs accuracy for? He just got to hit the guy once. Fight's over. He just got to hit the guy once. Defensive. Defend yourself. Defend yourself, Anthony. Big, like, dude. Such a big cruiserweight. Just super tall for a cruiserweight. I just want him to be as good of an overall fighter as he can. He's only 23. He's got plenty of time to develop. Yeah, Irvin Fitch really needs some level ups here. Ring IQ first. Let's see how many level ups we can get. Let's do punching power also, then more ring IQ. Okay, good. That's a decent amount. I'm still not super hopeful for Irvin Fitch, like long term in terms of him becoming like a title contender or something. But he's not a bad fighter. Certainly some promising stuff there. Keenan DeRocha is very entertaining. I'd like to level him up. There we go. Nice. Yeah, he needs defense desperately. He needs to stop losing. He needs defense and he needs ring IQ about as bad as anything. He is a tough brawler, but yeah, that's because he doesn't have defense and ring IQ. That's why he's a tough brawler. He has to be tough. He gets hit a lot. He's going to lose a lot, unfortunately. Part of the book on him. Mitchell and Dotto. Mitchell versus Dotto. Let's start the show. Punch each other in the face. Bad first round for Mitchell. Good second round. Great second round. Pile it on. Get that win. Get that KO. There we go. Round 3 KO for Darius Mitchell. 2-0 with 2 knockouts. Thank you very much. Get that box office up there. Jermaine Ramos looking to come back. He's got a pretty easy win here against Muhammad Estrada, who, like I said before, Has an undefeated record, but doesn't seem to be that good of a fighter. But he gets round 1 on us. Gets round 2 on us, but we get a little knockdown there. Let's do cover up. Let's counterpunch. He's probably going to come after us anyway. Nice. And we get another knockdown to get the KO. Ramos is 6-3-1. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Jermaine Ramos right there. And he gets some box office. Going to grab some fans with that KO. Of course. Gabriel McCreary also gets a pretty easy looking undefeated fighter here. He's got good ring IQ, so you never know. But McCreary gets round 1. McCreary needs a win desperately. Ooh, it's a bad round 2. Only gets 1 punch off. 24-1, huh? It's another bad round. What do we do here? I'm going to go to the body. Take some energy out of him. That works a little bit. Let's go natural style. And then we're going to do pile on pressure in the last round. We're losing this fight right now. I think we're just going to do go for broke. That didn't work. That's a loss for McCreary. I'm very discouraged by McCreary. He's got all the talent in the world, but he keeps losing. Really, I mean, he's a very talented fighter, but he just keeps losing fights. Look, I mean, it's the 4 takes punishment, right? But he can't level up if he doesn't win. That is literally how this game works. He can't level up if he doesn't win. He keeps getting injured. He's not getting any XP, and it's taking 6,000 XP just to. I mean, it's starting to not be worth it. He's gonna need to win his next fight. He's gonna need to win the next fight after that. He's got 3 fights left on his contract. He's gonna have to win all 3 of them, and he just keeps losing. Jermaine Ramos just got that very much needed win, so I'm gonna give him a 3 fight, give him some insurance. But I'm very discouraged by McCreary. I'm very discouraged by that fight and that loss there in terms of his future. Keenan DeRocha, I don't know how discouraged I could even be about Keenan DeRocha. Keenan DeRocha is what he is. Loses that round. Big cut on his nose. Comes back and absolutely crushes Meza in round 2. Tell him to pile on pressure, so he decides to lose the round, but he's still really damaging Meza. He's ahead. Might be behind on the scorecards and ahead in the fight. He's not behind on the scorecards anymore because he just knocked out Jesus Meza. It's a good win for Keenan DeRocha. He's now 4-2 with 4 knockouts. I mean, every fight fan loves a fighter where all of their wins are knockouts. Really can't lie. It's a good thing to keep on your record where you're just, all my wins are KOs. Speaking of KOs, Tereshvili is absolutely teeing off on Randy Hart, who only has 1 career KO. 6-round fight. He's going to have to get back into it. Randy Hart, you'd hope he'd have a little more power at super welterweight. There we go. See? You do have a little more power at super welterweight. 6-1 with 2 knockouts. It's his 2nd career knockout. And it's Irvin Fitch versus David Leonel Romallo. I think this is going to be a good fight, no? I remember thinking this was probably going to be a close one. This is going to be a close one. You know, let's watch this on fast. I kind of have a feeling about this one. I mean, Irvin Fitch tends to get in entertaining fights here against these sort of fighters of his sort of similar skill level. He's had a few bangers. And it's a 10-rounder. I like that a lot. I like that it's 10-rounder. In the super featherweight division. Good first round for Leonel. Fitch standing in there and trading a little, but he's not throwing enough. Only 4 punches. Gets a cut under his eye. Throws a couple power punches, but that was a Romallo round for sure. Don't love it from Fitch here. He's really not throwing enough. He's really not throwing enough, and it's really easy for Leonel right here, honestly. I'm thinking about just telling Fitch to pile on the pressure just to force him to throw, because he needs to throw punches. I just want volume. Pretty slow round right there. Good round for Fitch, though. Good start to the round for Leonel. Fitch really is he just doesn't have the volume in this fight. This really could have been a scrap, but he just hasn't shown up. A cut under and over his right eye. He's just not throwing. He's just not throwing. He needs to throw punches. He's not doing that. Romallo is just teeing off. He's not offering any real resistance. We're going to have to go to the body. We're going to have to try to just get this energy thing back even here. Because we're down so badly on energy. Maybe getting close will force him to put volume in. It seems like that's working. We're ahead on volume here. We don't have any power shots. Lots of volume there. Nice. And we do a good job of tiring him out. Lots of work there at the end of the round from Fitch. And now we're back even on energy levels, and we're only narrowly behind on the scorecards. So let's put him on natural style and hope that that opens up the floodgates and we keep the volume coming. There we go. We get a couple punches in. Continuing to land to continue the round. Lionel now not throwing as we didn't used to. And then he does one punch and knocks us down. Great. All that progress is gone. The fight might be over. No, Fitch is up. Lands a power punch back. Lands a couple back. Not happy about the knockdown. Seems like he wants to win the round here. They say very little between the fighters in that round, but you got to give that round to Lionel with the knockdown. So in my opinion, we're pretty far behind on the scorecards now. But in terms of damage and energy, the fight is still even. I'm not actually discouraged. I'm going to stay on natural style. I think that knockdown was unlucky. I don't like how we fought and pile on pressure. But I don't really trust Irving Fitch to hunt a KO or anything. He's not that level of fighter. I don't really think he has that level of finishing instinct. In fact, I know he doesn't. We're just going to keep it on natural style, as I said. I don't trust him in pile on pressure. He didn't show himself to be that able in pile on pressure. He's like, natural style is working. Here we go, Lionel back with the volume. We've been more impressive with the volume in the second half of the fight, though. That knockdown was very unfortunate for that reason. That's a round that's tough to score for us, too. I think in a lot of ways, it's hard to see us being ahead on the cards here. We're definitely going to pile on pressure in this round because we have 11% and he's at 0. And he's over 50% damage. He's in the yellow. We're going to try to get him into the orange and the red and try to get this KO here. We need to throw more. He hasn't thrown yet in the round. We're landing power shots. We're landing more power shots. It's good work here from Fitch. Can he get him out of there? Can he get the KO? Lionel's had no answer. Are they going to stop this fight? No. Oh, man. Wow. We're definitely going for broke here. It might be stupid. We might get counterpunched, but we were so close to getting the finish. He didn't even throw a punch there in round 10. You basically have to score that 10-8. I mean, listen, if you scored the Lionel round with the knockdown 10-8, and you scored that round 10-8, then they make up for one another. And I don't even know if you scored the knockdown round 10-8. You may score around 10-9. And of course, it's a good start to the round. Can we get the finish here? Lionel counterpunching a little bit. Fitch continuing to march forward, and the referee stops the fight. And Fitch does get the finish through just relentless pressure, and the volume that wasn't there in the first half of the fight certainly came on in the second. We dominated the second half of the fight. The 8th round is the only round in the second half of the fight where Lionel really showed any resistance, and even then it was a close round. Fitch with a really nice performance there. Actually, that was a very encouraging fight. He responded well from a knockdown, and I'm sure that his box office went up. That was a great show there from Irvin Fitch. Another great fight from him. He really is. He's involved in a lot of great fights. See, I mean, the guys that I didn't know what we were going to have in Irvin Fitch, but the guys who have a reputation for being those guys who make fun fights, who you want to put on fight cards and who you want to promote, they make themselves, man. It's like a Vander Holyfield in real life or James Toney. Guys, boxing fans just love watching them because they're fun to watch fight. Their fights are entertaining, back and forth. Fucking wars. They're warriors. They like fighting. Speaking of Max Rice versus Miguel Mercado. Look at how let's be real here. This is why we love Boxing Manager. Look at how evenly, just slightly above mid these two are. Like, these guys are gonna go to war. Like, they maybe not. They don't have the most aggression, but like, nah, this could be a fight. They're so even that this could absolutely be a fight. Look at the reach he's got on us. They're both 5'2", but Mercado's got super long arms. Mercado's got them Wimby arms. He's showing them off here to start the first round. It's only 6 rounds. I wish this was a 10-rounder. It's not going to be a 10-rounder if Max Rice doesn't throw some dang punches. He's just getting his ass kicked. He's just showing up and getting his ass kicked. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to lose round 1. Why even throw? He had like 6 punches and he just threw 2 more. Why? You're down so much in the round. Why even throw? Why even throw those 2 punches? Save them. Save them for right now. As Max Rice comes out strong in round 2. Making me eat my words. Putting this fight back even. Really good work here by Rice. Continues to pile on pressure. That's the end of round 2. So it's 1-1. Even fight so far. Mercado using the reach again. It looks identical to round 1. Rice with blood coming from his nose. Mercado can really use that reach to work his jab. We got to get inside. We got to go to the body in the next round. Absolutely. We're doing good work, though. Jay on the round. Rice showing his strength, showing his resilience. But no, we're going to go to the body. We're going to get inside. We're going to try to negate his reach. I'm sick of Mercado flicking those jabs at us and doing damage. There we go. Yeah, now Rice gets inside, getting in the body. Doing work. Back to the center of the ring. No power punches so far, but it's still doing damage to Mercado. That's a very clear win for Rice in that round. I might even do a smother inside. Plant your feet might not be smart. I don't know. Maybe plant your feet would be smart. Let's see. I'm curious. Let's do it. That's the most baller setting. Plant your feet. Just stand in front of him. Stand and trade. Stand and trade like a man. Go to war. Hagler Hearns. The Hagler Hearns button. The Gotti Ward button. Uh-oh. Speaking of Gotti Ward, we're getting our ass kicked. Yeah, that wasn't smart. He's like, oh, you want to stand in front of me, huh? Yeah, okay. We asked for that. We asked for that. Let's go back to the body. It worked before. Screw it. It worked before. Rice seemed to like going to the body. I don't like natural style. We've been getting whooped in natural style. There we go. Yeah, the body work is working. And this is going to be an even fight. This really could be a draw. We really dominated that last round. Who knows how you score that? 56-57, 57-56, 56 a draw, 57-57. Yeah. I said I felt like that fight might be a draw, and it was. About as clean of a draw as you could hope. It's one of those fights where it's like, I might rematch it if I remember to, but Max Rice again with his just him being who he is. There's going to be a lot of even fights and a lot of fights that are close. That's just the nature of Max Rice, of fighters like Max Rice and Fitch, Irving Fitch. Just all those road warriors, all those guys who get in close fights. Randy Dale versus Tommy Helms. This should be a fun one. Tommy Helms, aggressive, has stamina. I'm not a great puncher. Not great defense either. Might be a fight where we do a look for KO. It's only a middleweight fight. So that might be a little goofy. Let's do fastest in the first round, see what happens. Uh-oh. Bad first round for Dale. Comes back and wins round 2. Even round 3. How many times have we heard that? Lose round 1, win round 2, even round 3. We're going to do cover-up just because we have some damage on us. That's how it happens a lot of the time. It works at the start of the round. But then he gets wise to the fact that we're not going to initiate and basically bosses us around in the bottom half of the round, second half of the round. I don't like it. We're going to have to go for broke here to try to salvage this. Now, we were going to say look for KO. Let's look for KO. That didn't work either. It's a bad fight for Randy Dale. Bad result. I feel like the strategy could have been better too. But ring IQ and aggression, that can happen. Tommy Helms just did his job out there every round and provided volume. And it won him the fight, see? I mean, just threw enough punches. We didn't really. We should have thrown maybe done some pile-on pressure. Randy Dale, 17 aggression, but 20 aggression. Again, it trumps 17. And we really don't have great defensive skills. 9 still isn't great defensive skills. He just piled on pressure and beat us, unfortunately. But I'm not really that sure about Randy Dale anyway as a fighter, at least long term. Not really sure about his ability as a prospect. He's also always going to lose fights with that bad ring IQ and that bad defensive rating. But he's also from New York, so I might give him a bit of a longer leash with the promotion, longer contract. A few more chances to lose, but if we keep too many guys on the roster that routinely lose fights, like, why would we do that? We definitely have money to expand the gym and sign more fighters, so we're going to do that pretty soon. Okay, a couple fights left on the card. Rios versus Rosario, and of course Cotrill versus Quarles. We trade the first 2 rounds. Rios wins round 3. Rios wins round 4. Rios wins round 5. He's in control of this fight. Loses round 6. So let's pile on pressure. Try to take back command of the fight. Not quite a theme round, but we're going to keep pile on pressure because we have all the stamina. Ooh, nicely done. Bumping. Easy. Nice. That's a nice win there for Rios. That was a good performance. Pretty wire to wire. Applied pressure, consistently won rounds. Good job by Anthony Rios to go to 9-0. Anthony Rios just always comfortable. Always comfortable. I feel like has he really been challenged? Has he really been challenged? Cotrill. This is the first real challenge of Quatrill's career. The first difficult opponent I think we've given him here in Quarles. 11-1. Yeah, it could be a better fighter than him. This could be a good one. This could be a good one. Place your bets. First real significant challenge of Quatrill's career. The main event of the evening for certain. Do kind of wish you could have a heavyweight main event in a full building, though. Heavyweight main event is a good name for an episode, though. It is a good name for an episode, I must say. Bad second round. Quarles stepping on our toes. Pushing us around, bullying us. That's a game I could play on the channel, Bully. I was thinking about playing GTA. I was going to say I need an RPG to play. I could always play Civilization, Crusader King, something like that. I got a lot of ideas for games I could pretty easily play on the channel. That's why I'm doing this, man. Love gaming, love sports gaming, love indie gaming, love strategy gaming as well. I love RPGs. There's just going to be a lot of content. Like I said, also the Oblivion playthrough I wanted to do. Need to get a console capture card for that, though, first. Just one step at a time. Love making content for you guys. We're going to do cover up. We're in a little bit of trouble here. It's a heavyweight fight. I want to see if we can land a counter punch also. And then after that, we need to sort of pile on pressure and apply volume no matter what. But Quarles is really in control of this fight. He's outboxing us. He's outfighting us. The aggression has been tough for us to deal with in this episode so far. At least these aggressive fighters are really just landing punches. We're just having trouble outlanding. Do we have a reach advantage? I might jab and move. No. We have a little more accuracy than him. It might be a little goofy to jab and move, but you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I just don't want to get damaged. And then we may go to the body. I'm a little split opinion on going to the body in heavyweight fights because you just tend to get caught so much. And I question how much good it does when headhunting is so much more effective. Like right now, if we went and look for KO, or maybe even stand toe-to-toe, but he's got so much more aggression, and he takes punishment better than we do, and we've taken more punishment. I just feel like planting your feet would be stupid. We'd get knocked out. Let's just do natural style for one more round, and if we're really desperate to get an energy advantage, we can go to the body. Yeah, but see, now we're just getting whooped. I think maybe we should have gone to the body, because it would have enabled us to stand in front of him too. Now he's outboxing us. This is not good. We're behind in this fight. We've been behind in this fight from the beginning. Yeah, now we're out of energy. Let's smother inside. That's kind of like go to the body. It's also a good thing for a big heavyweight to do. Big, long heavyweights just smother, hug. Klitschko. Klitschko up. Just grasp him. Firmly grasp it. Get in the clinch. Make it boring. Hug. Hugging simulator. You thought this was boxing manager? This is hugging manager. And now we can do, let's do cover up. Just fighting a lazy defensive fight, baby. John Ruiz. Like I said, Klitschko. Boring defensive heavyweights. That's how you keep that record clean. That's how we're going to somehow win this fight we've clearly lost at every single step. Just fighting off the back foot. This is kind of miserable. Let's just do a smother inside round. Hope that he uses the last of his energy, and then we can go for broke in the last round and see if we get a KO. That's really our best hope. I mean, it's a heavyweight fight. There can always be a KO. There really haven't been that many power shots, despite this being a heavyweight fight. Very slow round there. I mean, how do you even pick who won that? I mean, it's clearly Quarles. Quarles is winning this fight. I don't think that go for broke would be smart. He has the energy and we don't, but you know what? There's only one round left. What else are we going to do? He's probably going to take command here and just whoop our ass when we try to go for broke. Yeah, that is what's happening. Yeah, it's a shame. Cotrill's going to get his first career loss in all likelihood here. He's got 30 seconds to make something happen. No, Quarles finishes it off with a flurry, and that's a very solid unanimous decision win for Giovanni Quarles, who we invite to fight our guy, and he beats the crap out of him. So that is the good old-fashioned fraud check right there. I think we always knew that Cotrill wasn't quite ready for that heavyweight contendership, and I think he showed it there. Hopefully, for the sake of his career, he doesn't have too many more losses like that in him. But that was a fun heavyweight main event nonetheless. He just didn't come out on the victorious side of it. He made his opponent look pretty good. I'm sure his opponent gained some fans there. But not our fighter. And we're going to watch this cruiserweight title fight and expand the gym and sign some new fighters to end the episode. Let's see if Filipovic can win this world title and keep his undefeated record. Whoops, I meant to do it on fastest. But hey, they're cruiserweights. There could be a quick knockout. It's the second heaviest weight class. There could be a quick knockout for sure. If you like KOs. If you like KOs. And I mean, just no volume from Neershak here. No volume from the champion. Let's absolutely do this on fastest, because this has been a very boring fight so far. And of course, now that I put it on fastest, it's the fight of the century. Huge round there, and Filipovic absolutely does keep his undefeated record. He was a far superior fighter on the night as Neershak loses the WBC and IBF World Cruiserweight titles. Very impressive by Filipovic there, improves to 36-0. Is there another title fight coming up here soon? Here we go. An IBO World Middleweight title between Christian Usainov, 17-0, and I am not even going to try to pronounce that name. But it's Usainov versus Zhang. 17-8. What has Zhang's record been since the sim started? He has a couple losses, so you got to figure Usainov is the favorite here. You got to figure Usainov is going to take care of business. Not the highest tier of challenger you'd think. Yeah, Usainov wins round 1, wins round 2. Zhang is just trying to hold on here. Usainov's still winning rounds. Usainov 5 straight rounds won, 6 in a row. This is a shutout, 7 in a row. Zhang maybe finally won a round there, but Usainov's still in command. Still in command. I mean, it's just an absolute blowout. He's doubling him up on punches. Usainov doing a great job. Keeping his titles, keeping his undefeated record. One of the more lopsided unanimous decisions. Definitely the most lopsided unanimous decision we've watched so far in the sim. Blowout of a fight. Potsy versus Aleem is going to be a crazy fight. That's in a couple weeks, though. We're going to definitely do some expansion and some scouting and some fight scheduling before we watch that one. So let's expand this gym here. Oh, wait, hold up. That's 270,000. We can do that. $315,000 to add 5 fighters. Nice. Now we have more spots. Let's check if we still have money. We do. Nice. I didn't mess that up. I was kind of afraid I was going to check. It's like I messed something up and we have no money left now. No, we're good. Oscar Valentin Matimov, just go. No. many fighters do we have to even sign here? Let's just check out the new guys. The new fighters. Mike Baca's smart, good defensive fighter. Doesn't have a good chin, though. And he's 28. Pretty old for a new fighter. Amir Hernandez also no. Andrew Fernandez, he's just lacking in a lot of different places. He's good. He's good at some stuff, but he's really bad at other stuff. Wouldn't really trust him to be consistent. Frankie Edwards from New York, New York. This guy's okay. He really lacks on defense. He got a KO in his first professional fight. I kind of like him. He's a New Yorker. Once again, he's a New Yorker. He's got dirtiness and stamina, dedication, aggression. Tough brawler. 6 feet and a super middleweight. If he was 6 feet as a middleweight, I'd be a little more impressed. He's just kind of average size for a super middleweight. I don't know. Let's just sign him. Let's give him a 3 fight. Throw him on some cards. I'm not the most enthusiastic, but I guess we could grow him. He's from New York. He's from New York. I don't like how many. I kind of don't like how many fighters we're signing because they're from New York. I want some more world-class guys, to be honest with you. Like this guy. This guy is insane. Let's see if this guy will sign with us. Fred Morales, super flyweight. 26-year-old rookie. A little old, but hey, listen. Massive, great puncher. 20 punching power, 20 punching accuracy to go with 20 defense. 19 stamina, 20 takes punishment. This guy could be a world champion one day. Let's see if he'll sign with us. He will. We are absolutely giving this guy a 5 fight. This guy could be a superstar, genuinely. Very talented fighter. I'm very excited about Fred Morales. Just to find that guy in free agency, you got to get that ring IQ up, but it's cheap. It's cheap at least. Yeah, he's big punching. I want to feed this guy some guys he can beat easy. I really do. I want to give this guy some easy setups. Get his record up there. Get him some XP. I want to make sure we handle this guy's development right because this guy could really be special. The 7 intelligence might get in his way, but listen, he's got it. He's got just about everything. He's small. He's small for a super flyweight at 5'1", but he's going to get in there and do work, man. We're going to put him in go to the body. We're going to put him in and get inside. Just get body shots in there and just fuck dudes up. Gonna have dudes doubled over, grabbing their stomachs. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Gonna be a little demon in there. But we need entertaining fighters, man. We've got a lot of good fighters, but yeah, I'm worried how many fighters we have are just oh, this guy's from New York. Because I've used that logic to sign fighters, and I like signing fighters from New York. I'm from New York, that's why I do it, but obviously. This guy's a heavyweight from Dallas. Oh no, he's a cruiserweight. Yeah, I'm not. I'm okay. Big punching power, doesn't take punishment well. He might be entertaining. If he develops well, we can move him up to heavyweight. I kind of like it. I can't lie. He's from Texas. He's got some character. I kind of mess with it. Again, he's not the most talented fighter on the planet, but you know what? We can use these up here, these settings, to see if there are any, like, actually super elite fighters we're missing. Wilkie Tuft. 2 ring IQ from Wilkie Tuft. That's not great. He's good at a lot of things. He's a fun fighter. Maybe we'll schedule the fight against this guy one day, but for now we're gonna move on from Wilkie Tuft. Vayshawn Moore, same kind of deal. Just a few too many gaps in his game. He's gonna lose a little too much, I think. I really do want some elite talent. We've signed some guys at this point. Here, Mario Abruzzi. I think we tried to sign this guy before. He's very promising. Really good defensive fighter. Very accurate puncher. And punch accuracy, defense, intelligence, which you can't teach. Let's see. Riverside, California. Nah, he wants a manager with title experience. I remember that. He said that before, too. All right, so we still can't sign him. Benito Flores, I don't know how he went 1-0 because he can't box. He needs to use the money he makes from whatever fights he gets and buy a Subway franchise so that he can make money. Angel King, this guy is very good. Aggression, punch power, good defense. He doesn't take punishment, but that's about it. He's a very good fighter. He cuts easy. Let's see if he'll even sign with us. I kind of doubt it. Oh, wow, he will. That's a very talented fighter for us to get, an Angel King from Marvin, California. Featherweight. This guy could also win a world title. I don't like the 7 takes punishment, though. 7 takes punishment really does mean that he's going to have to lean on his defense, which isn't a 20. It's his aggression that really makes him who he is. All right, this is an awesome fight. John Potts versus Ramiro Alim for every belt that's ever been conceived of. I think there's one title missing here, actually. But who cares? This is the undisputed as far as I'm concerned. Ramiro Alim, the North American title holder, who is just an absolute blast of a boxer. He's good at everything except for defense and intelligence. Come on, this man is, this man is fun personified. Of course, he's a southpaw. And John Potts, who has just given us some really entertaining fights, but this seems tenuous for him. I think Ramiro Alim is my favorite here in this fight, but this is gonna be a banger. We're gonna watch this on fast. This should be a classic. It's a good first round for Alim, unsurprisingly. He's my favorite in this fight. He's got blood coming from his nose, though, from the big shots from Potts to start round 2. Potts with a knockdown. Wow. Alim with the first knockdown of his career. Potts continuing to pile on pressure. Alim with a cut over his right eye. Alim coming back with combinations. And he gets a knockdown of his own. What an unbelievable round here in the light heavyweight championship of the world. And Potts isn't getting up. Alim has knocked him out. And Alim is the new, pretty much undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. What a classic fight. If they rematch that, you should not be surprised for one solitary second. What a win for Ramiro Alim. And I know I was talking about how we were going to be done with this episode after I expanded the gym, but you know what? I signed some good fighters, and I saw a fun title fight coming up, and we fought that fun title fight. We're going to start with this Manigo versus Lugo fight next week in the next episode. And we're going to schedule fights for our brand new fighters. This was a very fun episode. A lot happened. I've been having a blast with Boxing Manager. I've been having a blast with OTP. And we're going to get some Bellator back on the channel soon. So see you guys in a few.